Of all the branch lines on the island of Sodor, there was one that was much smaller than Thomas's branch line, of course. Skarloey and Rheneas work on the most beautiful line on the narrow gauge railway. They may be old, but their passengers are loyal and think that they're the best little engines ever. Today, things were a little different, however. Sir Handel was supposed to take a train of empty slate cars to the quarry, but he was feeling rather quote-unquote sick. So Rheneas and Unikitty volunteered to do the job for him. It was very early in the morning. No one in particular, however, had even arrived at the station to pick up the express, particularly Gordon, though.
Let's never do this again, Unikitty. It's too early for me to be out.
Don't complain, Rheneas. Having that party out on the Tallylyn Railway was fun and all, but once this job is done, we won't have to deal with it again.
It's for the best.
The slate cars could see that Rheneas was not very awake, and they planned to cause trouble for him. Rheneas is so tired that he's about to fall asleep. Let's play a trick on him, if we can, before he notices. The slate cars agreed as Rheneas pulled slowly out of the station.
It's too early to be pulling trains, mumbled Rheneas as he was having a hard time keeping his eyes open.
More danger lay ahead. Huh? This isn't the chum bucket. On, faster, faster! Rheneas' driver put on the brakes full force, but it was no use, as the troublesome trucks bashed and bumped him behind. Look out, Rheneas! Cried Unikitty. I'm trying, Unikitty, but it was too late. Rheneas flew off the bend at a high velocity. As the smoke and dust cleared, the Sodor Search and Rescue team came to help clear out the mess. Belle, Flynn, and Rocky were all here to help. Mr. Percival was also there. Cheer up, Rheneas. The accident wasn't your fault. I ought to go scold at Sir Handel for causing all this. But, sir, will Victor be able to repair me? I'm a very old engine, you know. I'm not sure if Victor will have all the right parts for you, Rheneas. I mean, you do look like a tin can that somebody stepped on, but don't you worry. Victor will make you good as new in no time. But even as Donald pulled Rheneas to the steamworks, Mr. Percival wasn't completely sure of himself. I sure hope that they'll fix Rheneas and have him back on the narrow gauge railway. Me too. As a punishment for causing all this, Sir Handel was forced to do Rheneas' work, as well as his own. Each day he usually complains about how overworked he is, but Skarloey paid no attention. Until one day he had had enough and decided to complain to Skarloey. It isn't fair, Skarloey. What isn't fair, Sir Handel? I have all this extra work that needs to be done, thanks to the fact that Rheneas is now at the steamworks.
Maybe if you didn't pretend to be sick in the first place, that way he wouldn't have been in the steamworks to begin with.
Pah! Who cares? I'm not going back to the stone quarry after 11 years.
Keep it up, and you maybe will.
Mr. Percival was right. Rheneas had been gone to the steamworks for several months, and when he returned, he looked fantastic. A little different, perhaps, but he's still the same useful engine on the narrow gauge railway. Some of his friends were surprised when they saw him. Rusty and Skarloey were amazed. Wow, Rheneas, you look fabulous, and different, to be exact. Yeah, it looks like you probably lose some weight right now. Shh, don't say such a thing like that, Duncan. Not after your accident. Ah! Ah!
Glug, glug, glug. Bluggled by Bloiler.
Oh, yeah, that. You didn't have to remind me, you know. Exactly, Duncan.
Don't listen to him, Rheneas. Duncan doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, don't worry, Skarloey. I'm not offended or anything. It's just that Victor didn't have the right parts for me. Anyways, can you tell me all the news while I was away?
Well, about that, while you were out,
Mr. Percival ordered another diesel engine to help out on the narrow gauge railway.
His name is Fred. He's a very rude diesel.
And just as Skarloey mentioned it, there, lurking around the bend, was a cabless diesel painted black.
Well, 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 if it isn't that old-timer named Rheneas. Fancy seeing you here.
Rheneas turned around sternly. And you must be Fred the bully, of course.
Hey, I'm no bully, you big fat pile of crap. Why don't you just tootle off? Tootle? Well, two can play at that game.
Rheneas gave Fred a big bump.
Ah! Mark my words, old-timer. We'll see who's better on this railway. And Fred rolled away, fuming.
Rheneas couldn't believe his eyes. He's a lot worse than you, Duncan, if you ask me. Duncan pretended he hadn't heard. Later on, Rheneas met Duke at a junction ahead. Duke was waiting at a signal. Well, hi, Duke. Did you miss me?
Oh, welcome back there, Rheneas. I see you got a new shape.
I know that. It's just that Victor didn't have all the correct parts for me. So, do I look better than before, or what?
You look fabulous to me, if you ask me.
Oh, thanks for that. Say, do you know this one diesel named Fred? Duke rolled his eyes.
Oh yes, Fred. I know him. He came through to me this morning and called me an old-timer.
Same. He's nothing but a troublesome engine, if you ask me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to head down to my branch line. My passengers will be eager to see me. Well, about that... Wait, what do you mean about that? What has happened to my branch line?
Well, it's kinda hard to explain this. You're not even gonna like it.
Who cares? I'm gonna find out and see what's really happened. And Rheneas puffed away. By the time Rheneas reached the Green Hills Junction, he could see that the passengers weren't there. Where is everybody? Just then, Fred the diesel engine pulled up.
Out of my way, old-timer.
Yeesh, how rude of you, Fred. I mean, what's going on with you lately? Why are you doing this? In case you don't know, I'm shutting down your branch line. Shutting down my branch line? What do you mean? In case you don't know, Rheneas, ever since you were at the steamworks for several months, I've been having plans to shut down you and Skarloey's branch line. Now, if you'll excuse me, I want you to take my trucks. And Fred rolled away. Rheneas realized this. Oh dear, I must warn Skarloey about it. And he puffed away as fast as he could. He didn't stop until he found Skarloey talking to Thomas at the Blue Mountain Quarry. Skarloey! Skarloey! What is it, Rheneas? Fred says he's gonna shut down our branch line. Yes, he told me that too while you were away. Thomas was puzzled. Well, what makes you say that, Rheneas? I found him at the Greenwoods Junction, and he told me that he's gonna shut down our branch line, and he even told me to take his cars because he's lazy. Well then, where's his cars? Rheneas realized this. Oh dear, I must have left Fred's cars at the station. I need to go get them before it's too late. By the time Rheneas returned to the station, he was already too late, as Peter Sam came down and crashed into them. Mr. Percival saw Rheneas and spoke severely to him. Rheneas, what is the meaning of this? I don't know what you mean, sir. What were you thinking? You left those cars onto the main line so Peter Sam can crash into them. Listen, sir, I can explain, sir. It's just that Fred came here earlier. He told me to take his cars because, well, he's shutting down me and Skarloey's branch line because I was away for several months. And I guess I must have left his train just so Peter Sam can have a crash here. I'm so sorry, sir. And I'm so sorry, Peter Sam. Peter Sam could see how sad Rheneas was. Oh, cheer up, Rheneas. The accident wasn't your fault. I mean, just be thankful that I'm not damaged or anything. Rusty was also there to help clean up the mess. He also felt sorry for Rheneas, too. It's alright, Rheneas. I mean, At least Peter Sam's passengers weren't hurt. What makes you say that, Rusty? Some of the passengers even looked outside the windows of the coaches to see who it was. Oh my gosh, everyone look, it's Rheneas, he's back, hooray! They all got out to greet Rheneas warmly. Peter Sam was a nice engine, but we do miss our train rides with you. In that case, you and Skarloey's Branchline won't be shutting down after all. I'll have a word with Fred when I find him. Hooray! My Branchline is saved, and Skarloey's too. Late that night, Mr. Percival spoke severely to Fred. Listen to me, Fred. I only bought you so you can do Rheneas' work while he's getting mended, but trying to shut down him and Skarloey's Branchline? Huh, you're just being insane. But sir, I don't want to hear any buts from you, Fred. You have caused confusion and delay. As a result, you will stay in your sheds until you are wanted. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. And, of course, if this happens again, I shall find ways to cut you down to size. In other words, your career is on the line. Need I say more? After Mr. Percival had left, Skarloey and Rheneas crept slowly behind him. Not so useful now, huh, Fred? Be quiet, Rheneas. You got me into this mess. No way, you got yourself into this mess. Fred thought Mr. Percival had said quite enough, and he remained completely silent and still for at least a whole night.